When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico. And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life anybody. What do you think? I don't want to fight with Juan Mexico or Benavidez. But look, I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. But look, he's accomplished nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please, don't disrespect myself. Please, guys.
Baby, you want baby? I know that. What does Canelo Alvarez have to say about David Benavidez now? So the clip I just played was Canelo a few years ago. I'm trying to think of what win it was, but it was a couple fights ago, and Canelo did that exact interview, and he says, Benavidez, who is he beat? He ain't beat nobody. Don't disrespect me. Why y'all keep bringing up Benavidez? Oh, how the times have changed. Now I am very curious to hear updated thoughts from Canelo, because Benavidez just fought David Morrell, and boy, it was a good fight. I have a full-fledged breakdown of the fight. Both guys had it. They had spots, but ultimately the right person won, and that was David Benavidez. Vicious shots like this. Vicious shots, uppercuts, good selection of punches. I like the only thing with Benavidez, he be making me mad when he has a great jab. He has a great jab, but he likes to be in the trenches. So I think his fights could be even easier if he uses his jab more, because he really has a good jab, and he has some size in terms of his frame and whatnot. But all in all, he got the job done against another undefeated person. He previously fought an undefeated person when he fought against Demetrius Andrade. Mind you, these are guys that nobody really wanted to fight. Like, they're tricky styles. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade has been avoided a lot. And yet and still, Benavidez with his style, he's so confident. With that machine gun style and like picking his spots. And you could tell Benavidez was very young in the gym getting real work by Kelly Pavlik and stuff, who's a major puncher. People don't bring up that boy from Youngstown. Kelly Pavlik was a real thumper, right? And guys like Gennady, Triple G, hell no, guys, hey, Max, it's guys, it's punches, is nothing. Has tick, nothing. Golovkin. You could tell he got all that early work in because his level of confidence is very high. And to me, he's a capable fighter I've seen a lot of fighters who have skill, but they almost don't know how to initiate the contact. Like, even to a point, Shakur Stevenson, he is very skilled, but I feel like Shakur is more comfortable fighting the style like the Edwin De Los Santos, where people have clowned and said is kind of negative, right? If Shakur is faced and tasked to have to go get him, like Artem, he looked worse in the Artem fight as it wore on because he was trying too hard to press for a knockout and he started getting hit more. Versus a guy like David Benavidez, he does this in his sleep. Completely different in terms of styles, where he just, round one, he was aggressive. I was like, wow, this big old Cuban who been calling you out undefeated, has thump, has power, southpaw. Benavidez didn't look scared at all. And I'm not saying you should be scared as a fighter, but some fighters, they want to collect some data, see like what your speed's like. Benavidez just came out like it was any old fight, and I got to respect it. So again, Canelo, he's not old in terms of human years, but in terms of boxing years, maybe, started boxing when he was young, and he turned pro at age 15 and went through the Mexico circuit. So I'd be real curious to see Canelo and Benavidez still, because Canelo is a good fighter, very, very good fighter. But I don't want to see these Munguias and Berlangas. I really am not interested in the Crawford fight like some of y'all. Why does Canelo keep getting to fight people coming up 2-3 weight classes and stuff? And then Benavidez is fighting Andrade, a tricky style southpaw no one wants to fight, and Morrell, a even bigger tricky southpaw who is spry, young, youthful, and full of confidence himself. Got some rhythm, got some footwork. He's smiling and like playing to the crowd, showboating, dancing in the locker room. He looked like he had been here many, many times. He didn't look like no 12-0 fighter. And he put a guy in a coma. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just telling you what happened in his career, right? And Benavidez got the job done. So, from my opinion, that particular performance from Benavidez is not going to inspire Mr. Pave Canelo Alvarez to want to see him, because we kept hearing things like you heard at the beginning. Who's he beat? Who's he beat? Okay, now he beat a guy you beat, Caleb Plant, and he's beating Anthony Durrell, former champion, and he's beating the Morrells of the world and Andres when they're undefeated and problematic styles for most other people, and he's coming through the fight. I don't want to hear it. Let me know what you guys think. Will Canelo be forced to fight Benavidez? Some people even say Benavidez looked vulnerable versus Morrell, so even more reason for Canelo to fight him. Let me know what you think and subscribe.